Welcome to Thought Leader Thursday. This is where we come together to break outdated business practices and to start thinking differently about how we salon. Let's transform salon business one mindset shift at a time. Join me every single Thursday to chat about small shifts you can make to transform your business by changing your mindset and by thinking differently. Thought Leader Thursday is an exclusive podcast for our GHT email list subscribers. So if you know somebody who would greatly benefit from all of the beautiful things we talk about every single Thursday, go ahead and share our link to join our email subscription list with one of your favorite like-minded business owners so they too can also benefit from the amazing business tips we give every single Thursday. Let's get started. And Tide, we know that extensions are not just a service, they are a life-changing resource for so many women. And when it comes to providing a service like extensions, it really should be taken seriously because this can essentially create permanent damage on the client's scalp. It can create a not so great experience, which gives the extension service a bad reputation. And of course, we want to make sure that we are keeping our especially this part of our industry, we're keeping it in high standards. So it should be taken very seriously. So when choosing education to support this service that you want to provide inside of your salon, you really want to make sure you choose the right one because clients are paying a premium price and they should receive the same kind of service when they are experiencing extensions inside of a salon. So like I said, extensions can cause permanent damage if they are not installed properly, and this is from improper training and not practicing your method and not refining your service. So moving on to when we're choosing an extension company, it is really important you find a company that isn't just trying to sell you hair. You want to find a company that is really invested in showing you how to do a method that is safe and a method that is easy to do on the client's hair. And then you want to make sure that you are choosing a company that really does focus on helping you master your skill and retaining scalp health of the client. So I want to go over some red flags you should look into when you are choosing to invest in yourself and your career when it comes to providing and learning how to do extensions. So let's dive in. So my first red flag is trying to cram all of the different methods in one class. So learning how to do tape extensions, hand-tied extensions, eye tips, and the keratin bonds, all in like a 2-day span is a lot. There are so many details that go into each extension application, and trying to teach more than one and trying to help somebody refine how to do it properly to make sure that you are really doing it in a way that isn't going to damage the client's scalp takes time. So this can also be overwhelming. Like, how can you remember how to do all of the things for all of the different applications when everything is crammed into a very small amount of time? So I want to preface that tension is so important. Placement is so important. So rushing through this learning process with all the different types can result in really, really poor results. So when we are actually providing an extension service, we want to make sure that we are an expert. And the only way we can truly be an expert is when we are refining every single method that we do so we can apply it and be our best. So red flag number 2. When the company claims that extensions are a get-rich service and a get-rich-quick service, this is not true. And if you're going into extensions for this reason, you shouldn't. You should not go into the extension service business thinking that it is a fast way to make money that is going to set your business up for failure. You want to make sure that the service is mastered before you perform it on a live person, and this takes time. This is not, I'm going to take an 8-hour class and the next day I'm going to be doing extensions on a real live person. Because you really want to make sure you master your coloring, your cutting, you want to master your application. And extension services usually are one of those things that you really do want to practice to make sure that you really refine so you can charge that premium price. Extension services are usually performed on clients who have real issues with their hair, and they should not be experimented on, and they shouldn't be models, and they shouldn't be quote unquote practiced on, because that is not the best way to start building your business. So you really want to make sure that you invest a lot of time into really refining this skill so you can charge a premium price. And you really want to make sure that you are getting into it to change women's lives, not to make money. Because extension services do need a little bit more attention at times, and they really do take time to really make sure that you get them looking amazing so the client doesn't walk around feeling like it looks like they have extensions. So extensions are not a service that you should start being interested in because you think it's going to make you money really quickly. It should be a service that you provide because it is something that you're passionate about. And when you're passionate about something and you're really passionate about the change it makes in women, there's no way that you cannot not make money. So on to the next, we're going to talk about red flag number 3. When an extension company markets their method by negatively putting down other companies, run. Please just run. Choosing a company that has good ethics is so important, and choosing a company that is focused on growing their students and growing them with educational tips and focusing on really like actually putting positive energy into the things that matter is important. You want to run from companies that are using tactics to make others look bad, to make their brand look good. It's not a great form of marketing. And if they are going to be negative towards people in general, then they are probably going to be negative towards you. So being negative in a public scene or on a public platform is not their worst. So if that is what they're showing, imagine what they actually do behind closed doors. So you always want to find a company that has good ethics, that their focus really is on growing their business by serving and sharing information with others, not by putting others down. So my last red flag, number 4, is when an extension company claims that you will get clients flooding through the door just because you've taken their class. When clients are choosing extension artists, they're doing their research before making this really big investment. The cost of hair is so expensive, it's a lot of time, and they really want to make sure that they're choosing the right artist, and that's not going to be the method that they offer. It's going to be all of the things in one. It's going to be their before and after pictures, their marketing, their brand voice. It's going to be their ethics and their business in itself, and it's going to be their client experience and word of mouth recommendations. It's not just going to be because you've taken a class. So companies that claim that you are going to get all of the extension clients because you've taken their class, it's just not a real thing. There's so much that goes into the whole service. So knowing how to market, knowing how to properly do your social media, knowing how to deliver an amazing experience, and knowing how to really refine during the appointments and after the appointment is what's truly going to build your book of business. Choosing the right education is important, but what really makes a huge impact is the work you put in after the class. What is the time you're going to invest in this new service you've just invested in? And it's like, when we first started doing hair, extensions may seem easy, but there are so many tiny little details that all roll into the big picture. And it's the work that you put in that's going to build your book of business. It's going to be the marketing work that you put in that's going to draw attraction to your business. So you really want to make sure you do your research, and you really want to make sure that you're committed to refining your client experience and your new skill. That is what's going to make you an amazing extension artist. So I hope today's session was helpful, and I hope it gave you some ideas when you are deciding to really try to pick out an extension company that is good for you. At Grace Hand Tied, our virtual class and our hands-on experience is 30 days of pre-training. It's a lot of work. Our class is not for everybody. It's not for the person who wants to learn fast. It's somebody who is really ready to change their career with extensions and to take the service very seriously and really refine and really become the expert, because we have so much content in our education, and we literally teach you everything. We teach you social media, we teach you about scalp health, we teach you placement, we teach you all the things. And it's a lot. It is a lot to consume. So our class is not for everybody. If you are not somebody who is willing to invest at least, I would say, 6 hours a week for 4 weeks to really refine your new skill, don't sign up for our class. But if you really do want to become the expert and you want to learn everything, you should definitely check out our education. There are so many good options of education out there. Like I said, you can't go wrong. You just want to make sure that if you do invest in something, that there's support. At Grace Hand Tied, we have unlimited support. We have a Facebook group that is free, that you can ask questions at any time, so we can continually help our artists grow. But you want to make sure that there's someone to answer your questions after the class, because that's when the things really come up that you begin to struggle with. So I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope this was helpful, and I can't wait to connect with you next week and talk about next week's Thought Leader Thursday topic.